cry no more.
It is day 26. Yeah, May 15th, 2023. I still don't know what the hell I be talking about sometimes. I mean, when I be making the videos, I don't know the topics necessarily. So when I make the videos, I just be running with it. Today, I had the feeling to talk about stepping into your purpose, and stepping into your purpose is not, the end all be all. What is your purpose today is not going to be your purpose tomorrow. I don't know why God told me to say that, but I'm saying it. But it makes sense. We're not meant to. Thank you, God. Here we go. All right, I got it. All right, so it's like your purpose today is not your purpose tomorrow, and the student. I'm trying to get this right. The student then becomes the master, and then the teacher, right? The student then becomes the teacher, and the teacher then becomes the master. Thank you. I'm getting it together. And it's so crazy because when I was driving home this evening and I was thinking about my message for the night and what we was going to talk about, it was just like, I go through shit so I can show you shit. And it's just like, that's me. Whatever I go through, I then present it to you so I can show you, like, hey, this is what I went through. You know what I mean? This is how I made it through. This is what helped me. And then what happens is that person then sees me as a reflection of them, as somebody that they can relate to. So then they kind of know how to go through it. But then because they watched me, right? And I helped them and I taught them some things, then they started creating their own way. Then once they pick up little tidbits about me, they was like, oh, well, she did it this way, but this is what feels comfortable for me. I found an easier way to get through this, and then what happens is they pass it along. They then go teach somebody else. So as I'm elevating, becoming a master, they're now becoming a teacher. You get what I'm saying? And then they have their own students. It's an evolution. It doesn't stop because we are meant to learn from each other. We are meant to inspire each other. We are meant to teach each other. And it's just so crazy because what I think I'm teaching, that person may not pick up on that. They may, for example, I may be teaching a new coping skill. I may be teaching on how to deal with grief, right? And in that, they apply what I was teaching about grief into their personal relationships, because now they're like, I don't grieve the dead, I grieve an actual relationship. And then what they do is they take the skills that I taught them, right, and they apply it to their now. And just because I'm like, well, that's not what I intended it for, that's what helped them. And then what happens is they create a new theory, they create a new purpose, they create a new system, and then they go off and they teach other people that. It's a beautiful thing when people learn from each other, and stepping into your purpose. Like for right now, my purpose is this. For right now, this is my purpose. God told me, Court, this is what I asked you to do. This is what I'm instructing you to do. And what I'm doing today, I may not do tomorrow. I may not do in 10 to 15 years. I may be on a radio station. I may be retired. I may be doing something different. It doesn't mean that I'm not fulfilling my purpose. You ever see an activist or somebody have like multiple different jobs? It's like they bounce careers. That's fine. You're not meant to stick into one specific thing. Do you get what I'm saying? I was gonna say Tiana Teller. I guess I can take Tiana Teller. Tiana Teller. Let's talk about my girl Tiana Teller, okay? So if you know Tiana Teller, right? She started off. Well, I know her from 16. her throwing her whole 16 birthday party, right? MTV 16 birthday party. Anyway, from being basically reality TV, right? Then I knew her from doing music. Then from doing music, I knew her as a performer, being in videos. Then as that, I'm now seeing her as a director. I'm now seeing her as a fashion icon. I'm now seeing her create movies. It's an evolution. She is learning different things. She's like, oh, I like this. This is where I'm going in my career during this season. She's still fulfilling her purpose. Your purpose today is not going to be your purpose tomorrow. We get so caught up on like, oh, I feel as though God calls me to specifically do counseling, right? And it's just like, all right, I'm doing counseling for 15 years. Now I'm getting burnt out. It's like, God, now what do I do? What do you do next? And it's like, well, I didn't tell you to do counseling for 15 years. You decided to stay in counseling for 15 years. I gave you other opportunities, but you didn't outreach to them because you felt as though that one specific thing was your purpose. Even now, I love what I'm doing now. I love doing motivational speaking. I love vlogging. I love talking to you all. But I also know that I like counseling. And it's like, why can't I do those multiple things? Why can't that also be part of my purpose? Do we ever truly know what our purpose is? No. Because, and here's why I say that. I may think my purpose is to help heal others and help heal the collective, right? But God may say, that's not why I instructed you to do those things. I did those things is so people can see what you are going through and I can use you as a testimony. It wasn't for them. It was for me. For him. Because I have another purpose for you. If this is making sense, please let me know. Because this is it. And I have trouble doing that sometimes. I'll be like, oh, I meant to do this. And then it's just like something else comes my way. And it's like, no, but my heart is drawn to that. Thank you, God. Perfect example. Photography. I thought at one point I was supposed to really dive deep into photography. I thought I was supposed to learn more about photography. But it never really kind of worked out. You get what I'm saying? It was like, it was kind of half-assed. It just kept being half-assed. And I remember telling somebody this. I was like, well, maybe because God wanted me to pick up a camera does not mean I was supposed to be behind the camera. He wanted me in front of the camera. And I just needed to learn the basics of that so I can now do this. Because if I would have stuck with my notion of like I was only supposed to do photography, I was only supposed to do counseling, I wouldn't be doing none of this right now. I would be doing just photography, just counseling. I wouldn't be doing speaking engagements. I wouldn't be doing author events. I wouldn't be doing journaling events. You get what I'm saying? So we keep putting this notion on what we think our purpose is, but sometimes what we think our purpose is actually not our purpose. Our purpose on earth, okay, is to live. Is to live out your wildest dreams, to experience. That's your purpose. Your purpose is for you to do whatever your heart calls you to do. Whatever your heart desire is to do. Whatever that may look like for you. Because as long as you are showing who you are authentically, you will find your purpose. You're going to live out your purpose every single day. You are the purpose. Thank you, God. I am the purpose. People are going to see me and be like, I can relate to that. I get what she's saying. People may see me and be inspired. People may see me and hate me. And that was my purpose. My purpose was for you to hate me. Because if you hate me, that means that there's something in you that you are not happy with. Because there's no reason to hate me. It is no reason to hate anybody unless they really did something to you, But if I know if you don't like me, you may not like how I talk, you may not like how I walk, but let me tell you, I am living in my purpose. And as long as I'm living in my purpose, it doesn't matter what nobody says. It doesn't matter what nobody do. Because God said, Corey, this is your purpose. You are the purpose. Do you understand? So if you know your purpose right now is to if you know your purpose right now is to heal yourself, is to be a part of a specific group or a specific culture, or do it. Do it. Live out your purpose. Be your true, authentic self. And you will never have to chase your purpose. You will never have to chase it. You will never have to stick to one thing being your purpose. I remember watching a movie. Dang, what was that movie with the Gardner guy? Oh my gosh, I love that movie. Soul. And he kept thinking that music, it was so ironic because my best friend is a musician and his name is Gardner. But anyway, I still relate that movie to him. I just think it's funny. He thought that one specific thing was his purpose. And he actually did that thing. He was like, this is it. He was like, what do we do now? She was like, this is it. We go home. The show is over. He's like, there's no more than this? And she's like, no. You don't have to stick to one thing being your purpose. In 5 to 10 years, this isn't going to be my purpose. I'm going to be a whole different person. I'm going to be in a whole different state. I'm going to have an entire different vision. Just recently, I was seeing this business poster, right? And it said small businesses apply for grants. It was like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know what I can do with that? You know what kind of program I can do with that in my city? And it was just like, apply. And at that given time, if that is my purpose for that moment, I'm going to fulfill it. If God has given me a new direction, a new sense of purpose, I'm going to do it. If this is making sense, I'm hoping people are following along. You are the purpose. Whatever God is driving you to do, that's your purpose. Hilda. The girl, the woman, I am so sorry. The woman in Nigeria that recently just broke the world record for longest individual cooking. The previous record was 87 hours and 45 minutes. She went over 100 hours. Originally, she thought her purpose was to do 96 hours. She's like, that's my goal, 96 hours, right? And God said, no, you're going to do 100. All that endurance, all that God has called her to do, her feet were aching. She was tired. And she was like, I am living my purpose. This is my dream. This is what I was called to do. This is what I was meant to do. She didn't have no sponsors. Nobody really wanted to sponsor her. Nobody really wanted to show her support. But that country showed up and showed out. She was living in her purpose for that moment because now she is known worldwide. Now she inspired so many other young African girls to be like, this is what we can do. She said, break the world record, I'm going to shatter it. She said 96, forget it. She got the 96, you know what? I can go another 4. That's faith, and that's living out your purpose for that moment. Not many of us would do that. That's what I desire. Whatever my purpose is, that's what I desire. And right now, my purpose is this. Right now, my purpose is to continue to build my business until God calls me to do something. My nose is itching. I'm so sorry. Till Spirit calls me to do something else, this is me living out my purpose. I'm going to say it one more time before I wrap this up. Your purpose today may not be your purpose tomorrow. So with that being said, I hope this resonated. I hope you learned something. I hope you got a little bit of motivation from me talking tonight, and go live out your purpose. If God tells you to go do something, you do it. Because you are the purpose. You are the missing link. It is a reason Spirit is telling you to do that. If you have a talent that you're not working on, if you know that this is your calling and you haven't been focused on it, do it. It is your purpose. It is part of your purpose. Because you don't know the impact that you're going to have on the next person. You don't know what doors you're going to open. You don't know what records you're going to break. The world needs you. Because you are the purpose. And you have a purpose. I'm going to bed now. I didn't have a word before, but I had a word. I have a word now. So again, of course, I gotta thank God. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Day 27. Day 27. Here we go.